Hi, my name is Grace Holzapfel, and today I will be talking about Native American culture. So, a little history behind the Native Americans. In 1492, Christopher Columbus came in contact with the Native Americans on the island of San Salvador. In 1513, Juan Ponce de Leon explores Florida and comes in contact with Native Americans. And then in 1824, the U.S. established the Office of Indian Affairs. And in 1830, President Andrew Jackson signs the Indian Removal Act, which then precedes in 1831 the Trail of Tears, which removed all the Indians from their native lands and pushed them out to central and eastern parts of the United States. And in 1969, all Native Americans are declared citizens of the United States. So some of the verbal characteristics and nonverbal characteristics. For verbal characteristics, they use symbolic language, regulative rules, and constitutive rules. And in nonverbal characteristics, they have prosmics, artifacts, silence, chronomics, and paralanguage. Um, so when they first came in contact with the Europeans, there was a frequent use of manual signs and gestures, such as sign language, that helped interact with the European explorers. This then helped proceed to overcome the language barrier, and manual signing was already being widely used by the natives before the explorers had even arrived. Silence is a big thing in the Native American culture. Native Americans tend to be silent because a majority of their communication is nonverbal. They are taught not to show anger or emotions in a social setting, and natives put more emphasis and value on listening rather than speaking. Then they also use symbols to communicate. Symbols are like words and often had one or more meanings. They were used to convey words and ideas, and symbols were also used to decorate homes. They were painted on buffalo hides, and they even helped record important events. And some example of symbols are an arrow, which is protection and defense, and then crossed arrows meant friendship, and then a buffalo meant abundance and manifestation. The Native Americans also use smoke signals to communicate with like other tribes and people from far away. They were used for a warning of danger. They were used to call people to meeting areas to discuss things, and it was also used to transmit news. Eye contact is a big thing, especially to the Cherokee. It was excessive. Eye contact can be rude and disrespectful. And when telling stories, the listeners didn't really focus on like making strong eye contact with the storyteller. They focused more on like their forehead, their necks, or their shoulders, anything that kind of, you know, which today, somebody not having eye contact with somebody, or we kind of see it as being sketchy and dismissive. Dancing is a big part of communication in the Native American culture. Dances tell stories and are used for prayers. It's a language in itself, and it promotes community interaction. And there are three different types of dances. There's a grass dance, which is the oldest and most widely used. They use it to flatten the grass in the area before other celebrations. And then the next dance is a hoop dance. Um, it's a storytelling dance. The hoops help create shapes or formations that represent the movement of various animals. This dance is believed to have been part of a healing ceremony, and the hoop represents the circle of life, and because it's never ending. And then the last dance is a fancy dance, which is fast paced, colorful, and highly energetic. It's the most popular dance, and it helps preserve culture and religion. And then storytelling is also another major thing in the Native American culture. Storytelling allowed people to get to know each other, and these stories were used to teach lessons, history, and to help people remember where their traditions came from. Um, and then these are the resources that I used for my presentation. Thank you.